Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Marwell Manor Farm. Today we are getting this beast out, the 8900 class Lexion. This is because, we'll jump out in a moment and show you. Connect that up. That is because in here, field 18 is ready to harvest. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to take our harvester out and get started on that. This is an absolute beast of a combine, and this is actually the first time I've used it on any map since the Platinum Edition came out. I'm quite excited about this. I've been itching to use this combine for a while. So we're going to be heading... so we've got a huge field of canola here. This is going to be the field that kind of gives us a big boost to our time on this map. So let's open this up. There we go, drop that off. We will open our combine out. Don't want to drive into our crop because we do have crop destruction on. And so I'm hoping I can get round here. And I've got enough space without driving in the crop. Should be able to. So forward and in. Yeah, there we go. So connect up our header. Lift it up. And then without going into the crop, let's see if we can turn this around. Yeah, there we go. Now, I don't think there's anything to fold on the header. There is not. So I'll bring this up here. And we got field 15 is also nearly ready to do. I think that's going to be a couple more days. But should be good. So let's turn her on. Switch over. Turn it on. Ah, I know what this is. There's no warning when you haven't connected these up. There we go. That should do it. So lift up, turn it on, and away we go. And yeah, so this will not leave any. We won't have any crop. Any swath behind because this is canola. I do love that. That is absolutely fantastic. The way that wisps or washes behind. There like that. Absolutely gorgeous looking combine. Interesting that you can see that this is designed normally to be watching that side rather than this side, because that screen is just completely and utterly in the way of what we're doing. Now this field is fully fertilized. It's completely weeded. It's plowed before we did it. Basically, short of doing having a boost from crop rotation, this is the most yield we can get out of this field. So I'm really intrigued as to how far we're going to get round it before we fill this mammoth tank up. I mean, this is an 18,000 litre tank. We've got a massive header on this. It is, this is the perfect combine to handle this field because it is the largest combine that is out there. So my hope is we are going to make quite a bit of money off this field. Now, of course, we won't immediately make the money because we are going to be in a position where I don't think we can sell the canola until I think it's middle of winter. I think it's like day 3 of winter is going to be our best time to sell it. So I'm intrigued as to where we will be at that point. Yeah, we should get a good idea for how much we have. And I'm just looking at this. I don't think we are. We're maybe nearly a quarter of the way through the field at this point. Got 31%, so we might make it back to the top headland before we're full and have to go and get our tractor. But we shall see where we are. So I'm going to keep cutting in this headland out. and we'll see where we are when we're a little bit more full, and yeah, and a little bit more able to make a judgment as to how far along we are. Wow, we are 80% full. We've not. I think we may be at this point halfway around the field. It is a massive field 18. This is why I split it previously, and it's we just have this huge amount of crop off it, which is completely brilliant and absolutely wonderful. But we are going to have to cut ourselves an unloading area, I think, because we are up to nearly, well, yeah, 90%. We're just about to head to, and we are nowhere near going to make it all the way around this field. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use a technique that I've seen a few times, and this is why we harvest this field this way, especially when we're doing an English field, because we don't have any space to the right of us. If I pop out a cab, we don't really have the space to the right of us to pull a tractor and trailer alongside. So what we're going to do is at 98% here, we're just going to pull back here, fairway, and cut in from the side here. So make ourselves some room. There we are. And that should mean that we can sit the combine back here, like so. And hopefully we've left enough space for our truck to come up alongside. So we're going to pop over here. That is our 6,600. Yeah, 6,660. We're going to use the 870 for this job. So reverse this up, and we've got to switch our trailer from. We've got the bale trailer on it at the moment. We need the other one, so we'll hook this up. And something we've not been doing certainly previously on here is we need to hook up our PTO as well. Right, and then we just pull this forward, line up, and we're going to drop this off the other side. We'll move it later because obviously when we get our header trailer back in here. Unload. Like so. Switch pieces of equipment because we want to disconnect. And then this is the beauty of the IT runner. The IT runner has this massive grain trailer on it. Will work really well with this combine. And I'm actually expecting several loads of this trailer off the combine. So fold it back up again. 45,000 litres. So we're looking at 18. We should get two and about 3/4, I think, of this trailer from our combine, which is absolutely brilliant. I mean, that is a very nice large amount. Now, do we still have a weight in there? I think we'll be all right. Now, the thing we've got to do is we're going to have to drive all the way around the field. So I'm going to head round, and I will meet up with you once we reach the other end. So I'll see you there. Here we are approaching our combine now, and we're just going to pull this underneath, like so. And yeah, fill it up. This is a monster setup. Huge trailer, really massive trailer we've got on this. A massive combine, Pretty big tractor. I mean, yeah, using the 870 for this. Really good tractor for doing this karting. And yeah, look, that 25%, and we're only 12,000 litres full. Now we're going to have to move this tractor out of the way because we're going to turn the combine round and immediately come back the other way when we finish the first headland. We might put it on follow me to pull it alongside when it reaches here. But for now, I'm just going to back that out there. Stop this and get our combine restarted. Get our thresher going again, and yeah, away we go for. Wow, we're gonna actually probably fill this trailer from just doing 2 headlands, which is a crazy amount. That is a huge amount of canola. 45,000 litres just off the headlands. Means that we should do really, really well off this field. Maybe 100,000 litres, maybe getting towards 200,000 if we're lucky. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Yeah, finishing off this headland and coming back and seeing how far back round we get will really tell us a lot. So first headland just about complete, and it is just over 1 1/3 tank of a tank to do the headlands. That is actually pretty big. That is quite a lot of canola off the first cut, off the first headland of here. Really, really pleased with that. As I said, it's gonna be. So as a result, it's going to be about 1 2/3 tanks to complete the headland. Means we should have a full tractor and trailer when we come to finish. The headlands, which is absolutely brilliant. Really, really happy with that. Now this corner here, I actually messed up slightly, so we're gonna take it straight out and then go and get the extra bit as we come back round. Yeah, there it is. And that will square things off nicely as we head back into the crop. So yeah, really, really awesome. Very, very pleased with the way this is going. Still a massive amount of field to go, but we are making good progress with it, and we're getting a lot of canola after this. Really, really awesome yield. So yeah, onward and upward, and see where we have to empty again this time. We're back down at the back straight again, and we are 83% full, which is, yeah, really good amount, as I said. We should get a full trailer full off just these headlands, which is brilliant. What we're going to do, though, once we get a full trailer, the way we're going to speed up this harvest and make sure that this post headlands, once we want to make sure that the harvester keeps going, and the easiest way for us to do that is for us to keep controlling the harvester and to set up courseplay to handle our tractor and trailer. Should work absolutely fine, so we'll get the karting going with courseplay, which is my preferred way of actually of doing the karting and running things on a harvest. It means I get to be behind the wheel of the combine a lot more. It's actually 12:30 in game. We are in a position actually where we're looking at going quite a long time on this field. where we're looking at, so we're full. Let's get into our tractor and head round. We're looking at actually going quite late on this. It is in a position where I don't think we may even not get this field done this game day, which is incredible when I think about it. It is such a big field. Even the biggest combine in the world cannot get it done in a single day, which is nuts in itself. It does give me a good reason to sort of change things up and split the field as I did before, but I kind of don't want to do that. I quite like this field as it is this time. I wanted to experience that. Right, so this is now unloading. So let's jump back in our 7900, start it back up. Like so. Still has about a third of a tank to empty. But once it's done that, we will fold in the auger and head off. I'm quite pleased actually that the auger is high enough to get into the trailer, because that was one of my worries when I initially did all the setup, was that it wasn't going to be big enough to, or high enough to get over the IT runner's height, because it obviously has the extra height that IT runner. But no, it's done it fine. It's worked absolutely okay, so not too bad. We'll get our bit that's left over there and get ourselves round. And yeah, we'll head up to the top corner of the field. We should have enough space in the combine now to get up to the top corner of the field. So we'll head up there, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring the tractor up, and then we're going to empty as much of what's in the combine into the trailer as possible, and we will set up our courseplay course. Almost finished the second headland, and we are just over half a tank full, which is absolutely perfect for us. That is exactly where I want to be. So we'll lift this up. We will turn off that for a moment. Head down here and grab this tractor. So we've got 36,000 litres in here. We can take about... You know what? We can take about another 9,000 litres. We have, it is exactly 2.5 tanks that this trailer can hold, which is absolutely perfect, absolutely wonderful. I'm very, very pleased with that. So we're going to take this up the top. We're going to empty the, we're going to empty another 9,000 litres into this trailer. And then, as I said, we're going to define a courseplay course for the karting. Make sure that we are able to do the or get the most out of here and make this as efficient as possible. Because, as I said, time is ticking on, and the day very much is in movement. So let's take that out. Start up the engine on this, and that is in a good place. And yeah, most of this tank should fit in this trailer quite nicely. And you can see the angle that we want to be cutting into the field. So we're gonna define a GPS for ourselves as well. So all but 681 litres, 45,000 litres in here. So what I want to do, I think, is to define a course, starting the recording from here, We're going to run it along the top of the field, then drive out onto the road. So that should give us enough leeway to do that. Bring this down and round here, avoiding our lime pallets that we've got. And we're going to bring it round the back first. Take a nice wide berth to then bring it on to the unloading point here. And that is going to be our best way of doing it. With that there, I just want to switch over and tip. So that all into our storage. And then that gives us a clear run out of this as well. Right, so. And then we can continue on, avoiding the side of our barn. And just bring this back round this way. And then that does the job nicely. Now, the nice thing about the current version of Courseplay is that it avoids crop now, which is really useful. So we're going to save this course. Now, this is field 18 karting. So F18 karting. Perfect. We want to empty combine, offload. Yeah, empty combine and offload. We want to pick our combine, which is fairly easy. It's just the Lexion. And yeah, drive course. So that is now waiting for the combine, waiting for the fill level to be reached. So we'll head over to this. And we want to head over to the far side of the field, I think, and cut in. We want to open this field up a bit. And the angle that we want to open it up at is this angle here. So this is 309 degrees by the looks of things. In order to do that, then snap terrain angle off, auto width our header, fantastic, all happy with that. Start it up, set our A point, and away we go. And yeah, trying to get this so that it matches that line. And the longer we drive this line now, the more accurate this line will be for doing our field. So yeah, I want to try and keep myself on a good line for as long as I possibly can. And I'm quite happy with that. That's pretty good. That's fairly well on the lines, and is a fairly straight cut. So set and do that, and it has gone on a slightly different course. And in fact, no, I'm happy with that. That's good. So yeah, nice and long. So the next thing I want to do is pop back to our tractor, and we need to just check our levels because that is what we're going to have an issue with. There we go. So start at, we're going to set that up to start at like 70%, and we drive this full at 90%. So absolutely perfect. We will go with that and head back to our combine, which is all good. And yeah, we're all set up. So we'll keep an eye on this now. And when our tractor comes to unload, we'll catch up and we'll see how far we've done and how well we're keeping to these lines. So our tractor is now pulling alongside us. You can see it coming up here. So we will get the auger out so it's in position for when it pulls up alongside. Now we are going to have to make an adjustment here. You can see that the tractor is completely in the wrong place. So side offset, we're going to need to increase that to probably 10.5 meters maybe. So that is, this is when you need to make these adjustments to course play. So 10.5 meters, still not quite it. I think we're going to have to go to 12 meters. It is quite a big auger that we've got on this. And 12 meters is about where we want to be, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. That is emptying nicely. So now we can empty as we go along. By getting it to empty at about 70%, we should have a good amount, a good run. And the beauty is that we can get this to empty the whole way along this side here. And while we're doing that, we're going to be in a position where we can cut in next time without fear that the tractor is going to try and get alongside us while we're cutting in, because we just will not be full enough to do it. And so the idea is we'll try and work it so that we get, well, this has been about, I would have said we may have got maybe 4 cuts done. We did 1 long cut, we did a couple of small cuts. It may only be 2. We may be emptying on the 3rd cut, so it may not matter where we are or where we cut in, so long as we are able to have that edge and we do the next cut in after we've emptied, should work. Yeah, really pleased. That's to be already having emptied the tractor, or emptied the combine after such a small run is incredible. Yeah, we are in for a bumper crop off this field. Wow, we have already hit 75%. Our tractor is already coming up alongside us. I'm putting the auger out at the moment, and yeah, that's incredible. We've done about, we haven't even done a row and a half since we last, sorry, we haven't even done 2 full rows since we last emptied, which is absolutely mad. That is absolutely incredible. So yeah, we are heading for a really good crop off here. I'm really pleased that the course play seems to be working well. Not overly surprising on a field of this size. Course play tends to work quite nicely when you do a field like this, of this kind of size. But yeah, it makes me very happy to see that we're getting about halfway through a row to empty. So we expect to hit about 22% again, maybe 25%. By the end of this row, we'll get to do 1 return row back, and then we'll empty again, coming back down this way, which is just absolutely awesome, absolutely brilliant. The amount of canola we're pulling off this field is absolutely astounding. So pleased with this. We may even have enough money to get the tractor that we want by the end of this year. So we want to get the Xerion. It's about, well, let's have a quick look at that. What we're aiming for in the large tractors is this beast, which is only 337,500 for the basic. So yeah, that should be, with what we're going to pull off here and what we're going to pull off our wheat field, absolutely we should be able to get that. I would be massively surprised if we don't get within a good distance of that. I'm going to take this down to 10 so that we got that in the turn. We're only able to go 6 on this, but yeah, look, with 23% coming back along this row. Absolutely brilliant. We're looking at emptying again on the way back. Our tractor will actually be, or our trailer will be full next time. It's currently 70% in it. It can take about another 12,000 litres. So, yeah, it'll probably empty at about the right time. So, yeah, it's all good. We are approaching 70% again. The tractor is on its way, so we're going to put out our auger. We have slightly more in the tank now than the tractor can take, but it's not that far behind, I don't think. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so that's turning. That will reach us in good time. And yeah, that should go and tip. And it should be a case of we're fairly well empty by the time it gets here, or by the time it's gone and tipped and come back. So we're gonna leave this going here, and while it comes up alongside, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Really loving this. Look at that. So this will fill up the trailer at this point. And yeah, that will be 90,000 litres of canola off this field already. And we're not even halfway through this field, I don't think. We may be actually at halfway through this field. If that's the case, we are looking at 180,000 litres of canola off here. At the current price, where does that leave us? That is, at the current price for canola, is, wow, it is really, really good. 1,160 at Rainbow Ridge. But that is not the full story, because we know that with canola, best sale price is at the end of autumn, and it's gonna reach it's gonna be over 1,200 £1,200 a litre. Sorry, 1,000 litres, which is yeah, that is gonna be over £200,000 just off the canola off this field. That's before we tackle the wheat in field 15, which in itself is a field that is about half the size of this one. So the wheat off there is going to be a massive boon. You can see the difference with it unloading at this point. 32% full this time as we come for the return leg. So I fully expect us to empty on this side this time. In which case, if that is the case, and we're able to do that, then we should be good. We're coming to the end of the row, and it's really interesting. The tractor hasn't moved until we hit the fill level this time, and that's because we were driving towards it. We were in a position where, yeah, we were moving towards it. And therefore, it was it felt that, you know, it didn't need to. Now, what it does mean is that we come over here, and the tractor gets a little bit confused, but that's all okay. We get the auger out, we will unload, and it should be all fine again. Another 14,000 litres of canola off this field. Absolutely perfect. We've got the lights on the combine. We're reaching our fill level again. It is 10 to 8 in the evening in game now. So I think we're probably going to end up today with maybe a little bit of field left. I think with 2 more rows, we're going to be able to fill this trailer up. We're currently at 13,000 litres. Yeah, so we'll probably end up with about 66%, 2/3 full on our combine from this. Which is not bad at all. I'm quite happy with that. If we're able to get 135 litres of 135,000 litres, sorry, of canola into our store today, that will be absolutely perfect. I will be very happy with that. And yeah, that will be a really good yield. I'm expecting us to make the end of here. We got 71% full, so we want what at 45,000 litres. It's about 13, just under 13,000 litres that we're looking to get off the combine. So yeah, we want to keep an eye on that and make sure that we hit that as close as possible. I don't mind if we don't quite get a full trailer full. So what we'll probably do is we'll get to the end of this row, we'll run the next row back and unload our tractor and trailer at that point. I think looking at this, we may get as much as 13,000 litres off it if we're lucky. But I think doing another row in-game now would be quite late into the evening. And we don't really want to continue on as it's getting dark. And that leaves... it's a fairly normal thing with harvest, actually. Is that you may not, especially a really big field, you may not get through it in a day. So you'll go until the sun sets, until you lose the light, which we are getting there. It's a bit of a cloudy day, so I can't exactly see how low the sun is in the sky at the moment. But it's, yeah, it's not too bad. And so, yeah, we'll get this row done. We'll get most of what crop we need from doing this row. And then that will leave us with just that bit of the field to go, maybe 1/3 of the field to go for the next video. So we'll be doing some more harvest, some more of this canola harvest next time, which will then take us to one final harvest video, hopefully for field 15 and the wheat, because that isn't quite ready to harvest yet. Now, the one thing we do want to check with this is what is our forecast. So the next day we're good. The day after we're nice bright sunshine. The day after that we've got rain. So we're going to have to cut and bale field 15 in one day by the looks of it. Unless that rain passes through and doesn't hit us. So yeah, we'll see where we go with that. We are going to have probably about 10,000 litres, I think, off this. So, yeah, as I said, not going to have a full tank on our tractor. Speaking of which, we want that, we want this, and we want a request driver, which should bring our tractor up alongside. It should recognise it. Yeah, there it is. That's coming up alongside. We're going to be just shy of 10,000. So that's going to be just 3,000 litres short of a full tank. So I'll leave this running. We might as well turn the lights off though. And it is quite a dark day it's coming to. And in fact, let's jump into this. Stop this driver. It's come most of the way up the field. And we can then get this emptied and take this to the grain store. And that gets round the issue that we've been having with course play on here. And it's going to be about 90% full, I think, maybe. At about 43,000 litres. Yeah, there we go. 41,451 litres, 92% full. Gives us just over 130,000 litres off this field so far, with a fair whack of this field to go. So that's really good news. I am very, very pleased with the size of our canola harvest off here. It's one of the biggest harvests I think I've ever had on a map, especially at this sort of stage. Very pleased I didn't decide to bale or put wheat in this field. That would not have been good. So there we go. We want to tip this, which is great. And that actually is where we are going to finish this video. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.